Wednesday morning, everybody. Some people might call it hump day. We are halfway there. Another week. Some of you are getting close to starting school. Some of you may feel like we never stopped school. Just last week, I believe I seem to think it was still March. It's not March. It's actually July. But we've got a great show for you today. My good buddy from here in Utah, up in the Weber School District, teaches both at the junior high level and at the college level, Matthew Winters. If you don't know Matthew, you're about to get to know him, and you're probably going to follow him on Twitter because he is a great follow and is a Canvas rock star and is going to give you in the next 30 minutes some really cool ideas. And I might mention that he right now is doing what he's calling 30 days of homepage. This man is literally creating 30 homepages that anyone can access. Anyone. He's going to tell you all about it. He's a rock star. You're going to love it. I'm going to leave because you don't want to see me anyways. Matthew, you're up.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you. Hi, I'm Matt Winters. Nice to meet you all, and hopefully we do some great learning today. I'm up in Weber School District in Ogden, Utah. I'm an instructional technology coach at my school, junior high up here, and I'm also an ELA teacher with a background in media production. So I started out as a radio DJ, moved into doing video and photography, and that's really come back to help me a ton as a teacher. And so I'm very excited to be here today. Where this all started, my district, along with a lot of other districts, have really been pushing LMS, and I was a big Google Classroom user. I know, boo, but I started out using Canvas, and I'm going to be using Canvas a lot more this year with my junior high students. And I noticed one of the biggest challenges for teachers using Canvas and for students as well is the learning experience. How do we make that learning experience fluid and dynamic for students and easy to use? And so as I was working on this, I went, well, homepages, let's make some homepages. And as a person with a graphic design background, with some media design, I'm very adept at doing those things. And I know a lot of teachers aren't. And so that's where this 30 days of homepage came from, is that I wanted to share my talents and my ability with teachers who need a quick solution to their user experience. However, it gets even better if you learn how to do it. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm gonna toss my slides up here really quickly, give you guys some ideas here. Boom, there we go, share slides. All right. So hopefully you guys can see this. This is my slide deck. In the chat today, there is a link to the copy link here. It's a bit.ly 30 days of homepage. Feel free to grab a copy of this as we go through. They're yours. You can use them. You can share them, whatever you want. I'm totally open to it. So today's presentation is called Creating Less Friction, Creating Meaningful Graphic Experiences for Students in Canvas. Here's a little information about me. My Twitter handle is @TeacherWinters. My website is also teacherwinters.net. My email is matt@teacherwinters, so you can get at me in a lot of different ways. And today, again, it's all about how do we create less friction? How do we make experiences exciting for students and easy for them as they go through? And a lot of that comes from how we utilize Canvas's UI to create cool graphic interfaces for students with a couple button pushes that makes it easier and quicker for them to get through it. But with that said, that's an easy grab. We can grab any picture and make that experience happen. I'll show you how to do that here in a few minutes. But more importantly, how can we personalize this for both my students and my classroom to show my personality in an online experience? I think we've all been in that online class where we go, oh man, this is a cool class, but I don't feel like my teacher's personality is showing through. And sometimes you have you meet that teacher outside of that online experience and they're a wonderful dynamic person, but it just didn't show through when they're teaching online or a distance education experience. And so this is a way to help build that personality, to share it, but also in the same time, make it easier for students to navigate your course materials. So today, to build your experience, you're going to need a couple things. So first off, we're going to be building a user experience that helps them helps students get to their learning quickly. And through Canvas, if your district is using the parent login as well, which is awesome, then it helps your parents to get to the students' learning as well quickly. And rather than it being a lot of button clicks, we can go to one. And that's been one of my big ideas over the last couple of weeks and the last couple of years is how can we decrease the amount of clicks that a student has to go through. We all know that only the weirdos go to the second or third pages of Google results, and we're forcing our students sometimes in our LMS and Canvas to go deeper in than they need to. We're having to click more than they need to. So we're trying to help decrease and make that learning experience happen quicker. We're going to be using some basic graphic design tools today, specifically two. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this product called Canva. Now, I'm not a spokesman for Canva. I just really love it. I've been using it for about 4 or 5 years, and I just, every time I need to make something for school, including this slide deck presentation, I go to Canva, spend 20, 30 minutes and make something that is beautiful and unique that helps me to get my point across in a more interesting and unique way. The other one that you can use, and especially here in Utah, is Adobe Spark. Spark is a great starting graphic design tool that you're going to work with, and we can do some really cool things with. So if you want to navigate to those, if you're following along, you can go and sign up for a free Canva account, or you can get a teacher account. I'm working off the free account, and I have the entire time, and I've loved it. Or you can go and activate a Spark account as well. On my presentation, I'm not going to go deeply into Adobe Spark, but here is a video that I made for my school about Adobe Spark and how to use it as a basic user, both for students and for teachers. So it's about 7 minutes long. If you're interested, you can go and click on that later. And then this is a video I made for a couple of my teachers, but I shared it out on Twitter, and it got some hits of how to use Canva to canvas Gifs. So if you're finishing this presentation, you're like, I am not sure how to do this, we can go here and we get you set up. So with that said, we're going to be building a lot of stuff today. And I'm going to be jumping out of the slide presentation here in a minute. But this is a great little hub for us as teachers to really get in there. So the first thing that you're going to want to look at is right here. We're going to have all of my home pages that I'm making over the next 3 days are going to live on my website. It's called teacherwinners.net. You can click on this link, or you can go again to our copy link here. And there's 30 pages of the home pages there ready to go for you. Right now I'm on day 3 or 4, I can't remember now. But I'm going to be updating them every day, including weekends, over the next 3 days as we get prepared for the fall semester. Now, a couple of the examples. So this was the first kind of homepage I made for my school. I work at Walquist Junior High up here in far west Utah. And I wanted to make something that would be uniform across all of the disciplines in my building. And so I made a template that has a basic header and then these buttons down below. And you can't see the button fully. You're going to see them on the next couple of homepage examples. The header is meant to show students which class they're in. And if you have it stylized across all the classes in your school, if you can manage that with other teachers, then your students are going to get a very similar user experience all the way across. The second thing is these buttons. These buttons attach themselves through Canvas's interface to other links on the website, on their Canvas page. So like, for instance, this button is for modules. So when I click it, when I train it to click to the modules page, all the student has to do when they come to class is click on the page, they're on their module. And you can even make it work for the module that you're currently on, which is kind of nice as well. And we'll show you how to do that here in a few minutes. Also, one thing that a lot of teachers miss is just the basic information of their class. Who's the teacher? What's their email? What's their contact? How do I get in touch with this person? And then also their disclosure statement or syllabus language so that the students and the parents know exactly what's expected of them. I was looking at a Canvas teacher course a couple days ago, and this teacher had a wonderful module for the first week of school. It was beautiful, really well done, got great graphics, great language, really warm and inviting, something that I, as a student and a parent, would have responded to really well. But then on her homepage, it just had her picture and her email address. And so I told this teacher, hey, it'd be great if you copied and pasted this disclosure statement, the syllabus, directly to your homepage, so it makes it a little bit warmer and inviting. Hey, and you might want to add some buttons as well. That might help your students. And so that was one thing that we worked on. So this is the first one I made, and I'm very proud of it. And a lot of the teachers in my building are adopting this now. And so that's something to think about. But going further, I wanted to keep making home pages for teachers. So this is the first one I made a couple days ago. I'm going to be making more of these again over the next 30 days. But as you can see, same thing stands. Graphic header, teacher contact office hours, syllabus or disclosure statement here, and then these buttons. And the buttons, you can put whatever you want on them, announcements, modules, basically anything that is connected within your Canvas course, whether it be Maybe you want something linked to your Google Drive, or maybe you want something linked to your assignments. Maybe you're one of those teachers that organizes your class not by modules, but by assignments. Or maybe you want your students to have a Nearpod link in there. Well, there's tons of options for making that if you take the time to build them in a graphic design interface. Here's another example as well. Oh, for some reason, oh, I went to the Canvas page there. Sorry about that, folks. And I did it again. Dang it. Whoop, there we go. Now I'm going to click right, and it'll get me to the right spot. Here's another example. This is, I call this one rock music template. Header, buttons, and then we've got our teacher information as well. Now, the one great thing, and we're going to show you how to do this in Canva here in a few minutes, is you can actually make GIFs as well. And so here's an example of a GIF I made. Hopefully it goes through here in just a second. There we go. My wife was like, she knows that I'm making these great presentations or these great homepages, and she was like, can you make one with guinea pigs? And so I was like, sure. And so I wanted to make something that was really cute and friendly for students. And this is a GIF that you can make there as well. So let's go ahead and get into actually how you'll do this process. So again, you can go over to a couple different sites. So the first one that we're not going to dig into too deeply is Adobe Spark. Teachers in Utah, we have Create Utah, which is awesome, and you can go into creating stuff, all sorts of things on Adobe Spark, videos, graphic design. You can even make a mock website on here with your students or for yourself. It's really user-friendly, but my issue with it is that it's sometimes a little limiting. So as much as I love it, we're going to jump straight to Canva. If you want to go back to Adobe Spark, remember I put a video on the presentation. You can get into Adobe Spark and build some really cool things with it. So let's get into the meat and potatoes here. This is Canva. Free account. You can do all sorts of stuff with it, and it helps you to create some really great user experiences. So what we're going to do really quickly is I'm going to show you some of the basic interface stuff of Canva, and then we're going to go in and build a couple things, and then we're going to put those things onto a homepage on my Sandbox course on Canvas. So first off, you notice the UI here, you can type in all different sorts of stuff. So like, for instance, I'm on Twitter, so I want some Twitter stuff. I could do that if I want to. But for Canvas, we want a very specific size. Now you can resize it in size Canvas if you make it too big, but we do want to keep in mind some basic ideas of pixel size. So what I do is I go up here to Create Design, and then I put in custom dimensions. Now, right now, usually what I use for my headers is 750 across and about 250 down. So that's your height. That gives you a nice banner size graphic. That guinea pig graphic that I made, that's the size that I'm working with. And then all you have to do is click Create New Design. So again, 750 for length, 250 for height, and you're going to get a really good banner size for Canvas. Now what that looks like, I'm going to jump over here to my already pre-made one. This is the size that you'll get right here. So this is the guinea pig one from yesterday. You can see it's 750 across, it's 250 down. It's pretty good size. And now we're actually into the editing. So I started making one today. I'm just going to show you some of the cool features that we can work with. So today's theme, I'm going with roads. I want to have inroads with my students to learning and doing all sorts of cool stuff. So I made some street signs, and I have a nice picture here. Now, let's say I don't really love this picture anymore. Maybe I want something different. Well, Canva over here makes it really easy for me to do some stuff. So the first one is they have a built-in photo library. So I can go over here and I can type in road, and I can go and pick a new picture. So maybe I don't like that one, but I do love this one. And I can drag it over here, and as soon as it matches up, it automatically goes into my background. Now that's a little bright, we might change it back, and if I hate it, I can always hit Control-Z, as always, and I can go back to the picture before that. And I can always just drag another one over, and it will resize it for me if I get it into the right location, usually near the edge of that. Notice how it keeps all the rest of my designs perfect, crisp, clear, like it just adds that into the background and kind of knows that. Now, if I want to change the filter, just like you would on like Instagram or Facebook, I can click on that picture and I can go up here to filter. And they have some pre-made filters in here. Maybe I don't want a color picture. Maybe I want a black and white here. Maybe I don't want it to be too dark. I just want it to be a little bit grayscale. Maybe like an old style 1920s picture or something like that. Well, there we go. I got something pretty cool there. Now from there, if I want to build some street signs, I can just go down here to my Elements tab. And the elements are, kind of the graphics, the things that you might want to pull in that have more of a shape or design feel to them. So maybe I just want another square. So I just type in square, and they bring me up my options. So I can just pull one of those over, drop it, and notice it automatically matches the color that I already had in my design. And I'm going to tilt it so it looks like a square or a diamond-shaped street sign. Now this one has a border around it. This one does not. So I can add that on there as well, just by going boop 45 degrees, and I just drag it where I want it, and it's ready to go. Now beyond that, I want to add some text as well. So if I go down here to text, I can go over and grab whatever I want for text. I can add a header, subheader, can add some body text, or I can grab one of their pre-made ones. Like, I'm really partial to these ones because they're kind of cool. So I can click on that, it drops it right in there, and I can put it over my picture and I can edit them. So welcome. I might have to make it a bit bigger because that's just part of the process here. Sometimes it doesn't work perfectly, so you have to play around with it a bit. If it isn't working for you, one of the things that you might have to do is ungroup the text. And so you can just grab that little bracket of text and make that a bit bigger so your E fits in there. And this one I might say, welcome to class. Well, that size is huge too. So maybe I want both of those, and I'm going to resize them together. Oh, I accidentally grabbed my sign too. So I might have to play around with that. But what it comes down to is that I'm going to be grabbing a lot of different kind of measurements and making sure that things are fitting where I want them to go, and getting it to be what I want it to be. One of the things with graphic design is that, at least as a teacher, and remember, I have a little bit of a background in media creation, but one of the big things about graphic design is that you make it how you think it feels good for you. It's kind of like photography for me, is that I want it to pick the picture to fit what I think is beautiful and what's creative for me. And sometimes it just takes a couple layers. But a couple good things to think about is always make sure that your picture, your text fits your signs. Make sure that you're grouping things that they fit together. And one of my favorite things to do is think in layers. So like, for instance, we've already got 2 layers on this sign. We got our background diamond and we have our little border around it. Well, I could add a 3rd layer as well, and I could put a little graphic overlay like this that adds a little bit of kind of crunch to it, a little bit of good looking stuff to it. And I can play with the transparency to make it a little bit more transparent. I can change the color to make it really pop, and that adds a little bit of flavor to what I'm doing. Now, beyond that, with Canva, you can do uploads. So yesterday when I was doing my guinea pig stuff, I uploaded a bunch of pictures to it. A couple weeks ago, I was doing something for a logo for another school. And it just kind of opens up some really cool things. So when you feel good about your design, like for instance, a finished design like this one, this is one for one of the buttons I'm going to make for today's design. When you feel good about it, all you have to do is go up here to the top and choose what kind of file type you want to do. Now for teachers, there's a couple that you want to pay attention to. MP4 video, don't worry about that. That would be for if you're going to create a video with this. The couple things that you want to pay attention to are PNG, which is a high quality video image, image quality. So this would be like a really pretty picture. So make sure that you know that one. And the other one is GIF as well. So if I want to do a GIF, that would be a moving picture. I could do that as well. So like for instance, with my design here, I can click animate. So make sure you click off your picture first of all. Don't have any of these highlighted. Click off of any of them. Grab one of the, click animate and grab any of these, and it'll show you what that looks like. And now I can download that as a GIF as well. Make sure you select the right pages. So I have all of mine that I've been working on over the last week or so. Click one, click done, and click download, and it downloads to your computer as a GIF or as a PNG file. So make sure that you choose the right one.
Or as a GIF too, depending on who you are.
That's
Depending
true.
on who you are, it might be a GIF, might be a GIF. Tell us in the comments which one it is. Really quick, let's pause for just a second, Matt. Not because you're not doing awesome, but because I want to answer some questions.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Teresa, great comments. It looks like you are also a big fan of Canva. I love using it to create buttons. Matt, maybe talk a little bit about, from a Canva perspective, are you using Canva to create all of your buttons, all of your pages, kind of soup to nuts, the entire thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I like I said, I love Adobe Spark, and I think it's great for students because it is a great like starting point for graphic design. So but then the other end of it is Photoshop and InDesign and things like that, and that's a lot of work to learn and a lot of little tools that you can get into. It's great for nuance, but if you're looking for something that is the nuance plus easeability or like ease of use, Canva's the way to go. So every time I make something, whether it be a page for Canva or for Canvas, doing all my graphic design on there for pages and buttons or for headers and things like that. I'll do it on Canva, but I also do stuff for Twitter on there, posting for Instagram. I even make my Google slide decks on there sometimes because it makes it so much easier for me as a teacher to control what they look like and then produce them in the format that I want to. So GIF or GIF, PNG, I mean, having that video file there as well, like to do like a cool introduction for my students, that's amazing. And that's something I'm going to utilize in the fall when I get there.
So Matt, talk to me. We got Rebecca here from YouTube who's saying, what's a good button size? Any ideas?
Awesome question. So I'm going to share my screen really quick so you can see this. I'm going to jump over to Canva. Just 1 second. Sorry, I stopped sharing. When I get over to Canva, one of my favorite ones is I just go to create design up here at the top, and I type in square. And there's this one that's just square sticker 100 by 100 millimeters. So you get a perfect square ready to go. That is my go-to for creating buttons, because what's great is that I can create that button size in here. And then in Canvas, when I create my homepage, which I'll show you how to do here in just a second, I can resize that button to be the exact size that I want it to be for my interface for my students, which is really cool.
Awesome. Bridget looks like from Facebook, can you upload a GIF or GIF file to Canvas to be used as a banner for class pages?
Absolutely. So you're getting way ahead of me, but I'm cool with it. So over here on Canvas, this is my guinea pig page, page template from yesterday. This one has the GIF homepage ready to go and ready for teachers to use. Now, it loads a little slowly the first time, but then when it goes through the second time, it's really quick. And that's just my internet being a little slow. Home internet, right? And so, yeah, you can upload those GIFs. You can upload the PNG, whatever you'd like that works best for you as the teacher.
Awesome. Okay, Jen, it looks like, Jen, you had questions about accessibility. Interested for you to, any initial thoughts from you, Matt, on accessibility? Also, Jen, we'd love a little bit more detail on what specifically you're talking about.
I love that question. That's one thing that I always tend to think about. Some of my designs, I build them and I'm like, oh man, this is so pretty, so cool. I'm very proud of what I made there. And then I go, this is going to be really hard for a student to read. And so one of the things that I love here, and this is one of the things that I'm actually going to build one of the homepages probably later this week, is Canvas. If I go over to my Canva, if I go over to my fonts here, they do have one that is open dyslexic. So it makes it easier for the students to see what is being written there. And because with dyslexia, if you know, you need a little bit more weight at the bottom of the lettering than at the top, and it makes it easier for students to read. So you can do that. But then as far as like with eyesight or issues with students who have problems with, you know, eyesight and things like that, visually impaired students with visual impairment, you can play with this to be whatever color size you want. And they have a great effects panel on here that you can add some shadows to even make it even heavier for the students so they can read it more deeply and more accurately.
Awesome. If that didn't answer your questions, Jen, drop some more in the comments below. A couple other comments, questions. Bridget, going back to her question about, can you upload a GIF to Canvas? She's asking, is that an image or a video that you would upload it as?
I did it as a GIF. So again, if I go up here to download and then I change it over to GIF and then I pick the one that I want, which today I'm going to go with this guy right here. Click done and download. It downloads as a GIF and then it's easy to upload. So I'm going to actually just quickly show that to you. I have a brand new page on my Canvas account right here. I'm going to go over to images and I'm going to go to upload new image, choose file. And then this should just be right in my downloads right there. Cool. Click open. I'm going to mark it as a decorative image for right now. Click upload. And then it drops right onto my page. As soon as it gets uploaded, it takes just a second. And you can see it's already going through that beautiful GIF interface there. And again, you can resize them to be whatever you want. For me, I'm currently going with 250 by 250 or 255 by 255. But any teacher can rescale them within their rich content editor, which is awesome.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to jump back off. Matt, keep going.
Cool. Well, I'm going to delete that one. This is where I was going to pick up next is once you've got your designs all beautiful, ready to go for you as a teacher, now you got to make a homepage. So what I do is I always title it homepage template, because I might want to use this for different classes. I might have multiple classes that I want to introduce this in. My district was really cool. They gave us all a sandbox course so that we don't have students in it. We can go build all sorts of stuff in it before we share, which is great. So title it homepage template. And then we're going to be using this image uploader really quick over here. So over here on the right-hand side, again, upload image, choose file. Let's get a header in here. So I'm going to use the one from yesterday, or guinea pig one, really quick, which is, I believe, sorry, files, folks, all sorts of files. There we go. Click open. This might not be the guinea pig one, but that's okay. We'll toss it in there and see what it looks like. So there's my header. It's my record one. That's okay. So that just drops in there at the very top. And then what I can do is after it loads, it drops a cursor to the end of your picture. Enter down once. And this is where you can put in, you know, your teacher name, your email, your office hours, and your, you know, your syllabus stuff, all the stuff that you're going to be sharing with the students to make sure that they understand your class. Underneath that, then I'm going to start adding our pictures now, or our buttons. So if I go back in here and I grab my GIF from earlier that we downloaded, and then I drop it in there, it'll drop right below where it says syllabus. Now again, these are pretty, I think it's 100 millimeter by 100 millimeter. It's a great size, and you can resize it down a little bit. I found that the perfect size, because I know that my banner is 700. If I go around 300, I'm good. I like them a little bit smaller though as a teacher, so that's why I go with 255 by 255. So I'm going to get that size right there. And then if I click and enter or space a couple times, I can add a second picture in there and make a little row. Now it's going to drop in there huge. As you can see, it's gigantic there. So I'm going to have to resize it down to 255 by 255. And once I do that, I have two buttons up there. Now that's great. If I just save my pages now, it's just a pretty looking home page. And that's great, but it doesn't do anything for the accessibility and the sharing with our students. So what we want to do next is utilize Canvas's linking profile right here. So I'm going to show you two ways to do this one. The first one that you want to do is click on, if you click on any picture, it's going to highlight it blue, which is great. So it tells you that picture is selected, and you can also do this with your home page header, which is great. So if I click on this and then I go over here to the side, I have all these options for things that I can link to. The best one though for me is course navigation. So if I click on this one, it gives you all the large scale pages that are involved within your Canvas course. So I can click on that and I can click on modules. It'll turn yellow. And now that button is linked to my modules page in my Canvas course and for my students, which is great. On the flip side, I could have this be a weekly module. So I could say, instead of just modules, I can add a title of weekly module. And I can go up here to modules and I can click on a module that I want. And I can click that and it'll link to that one. Now, how we know that these work is we click save and publish. It'll save that page for us. And now I can click these buttons and see if it actually sends me to my modules page, which there it is. It sends me to modules. Now, if I click the other one, which was a weekly module, let's see if it drops me there. It drops me just to that singular module, which is kind of cool. So it's up to you how you do those buttons, but know that having those links makes it super simple for students to get where they need to go and have that learning experience more quickly. And again, most places that you want to send your students to are on that navigation page. This also works for singular files. So if I could have a picture in here, let's go ahead and edit this really quick one more time. I love, by the way, that Canvas has Flickr embedded into Canvas. I think it's such a cool tool because it helps with copyright. So if I go over here and I click search Flickr, I can do something like I can add pig, search pig, I can grab a picture of a pig, and I can turn that into a link using the link tab, and I can have that send to a specific file, a quiz. I can say, hey kids, click on the picture below to send to your quiz for the week or something like that. And that will help students to build an understanding of exactly what they need to do quickly and easily on the home page. Now, just a quick note, I'm going to save this again. If I want this to be my home page, though, once I add it into my Canvas course, I got to go back to Pages. I'm going to click View All Pages, and then I have to find the page that I want. So I'm going to grab the home page template that we were working on. It's just right there. So find that, and I go over here to the right-hand side, 3 dots, Uses Front Page, and then if I've got Pages Front Page set on my home page, it should just automatically update it, and there it's ready to go. If you don't have that, click Choose Home Page, and just make sure that Pages Front Page is ready to go. Now, if you build something super unique and interesting and engaging, one of my things as a teacher and as a person is, why not share it? Why not put this out for the world to see what's happening out there and do some cool things with? So that's where Canvas Commons comes in. So I already have shared a bunch of stuff on Canvas Commons. Here's the 3 that I have right here. I shared with my district, my Wallquist ones, just so that everyone in my district could work with it. And already I've gotten over 20 downloads just in the last 2 days on these templates, which is awesome. But you as a teacher can do this as well. And all you have to do in order to do that is click the 3 dot, or sorry, go to your pages. Sorry about that. I went to the wrong link. So if I click on Pages and I find the page that I want, I can click share the 3 dots and go Share to Commons, and it'll allow me to share this with everyone or my district, or even just specific people that are on Canvas, so that everyone has access to this content and can quickly build something. With COVID and with the issues that are going around right now, being able to share and help and enable other teachers to quickly create and build something that's going to help their students have a better learning experience is one of the best things that you can do. And that's where this 30 pages of home pages comes from for me, is that I really want students and teachers to have an easier, less friction experience in the learning process that they're working on. So a couple things to kind of wrap up here. I'm going to share, or this is on my slide deck again. Just a couple things. Reach out. Go out and work with other people. One of my favorite things is, again, getting on Canvas Commons, seeing all the cool, awesome home pages, courses, content that teachers can pull into their class easily and with so little friction for them and the students. So go ahead and search Canvas Commons. I am a big fan of my own hashtag here. It's Teacher Winners. So search that on Canvas Commons. You're going to find all the stuff that I put out there for everyone. And in about 30 days, so it'll be, I think it's August 20th. I'll have finished the 30th day, so there'll be 30 templates under Teacher Winners ready to go. This link right here takes you to, I'll just show you really quick, the Canvas LMS community and what is Canvas Commons and how to use it. So it makes it really easy for you. Thanks to Canvas for putting together such great guides. The second thing is my 30 pages of home pages are up on my website, teacherwinners.net. All the templates will be linked as they come out. So here's a direct link to that. Right now, it just has the 3. Number 4 will be up today. I'm making one that's based on road signs, as you saw earlier. And any of these have direct links on these pictures to send you to the Canvas Commons page. This link this GIF right here shows you the basic information for linking a picture to your course navigation. So if you're interested, or if you have a new teacher that didn't see this presentation, this is a way to get that to them. The last thing, if you have questions, if you have worries, if you want to collaborate, if you have an idea for a homepage that you want to see done, but you just don't have the skill set yet, shoot me something on Twitter, @TeacherWinners. I'm on there daily. I'm talking to people daily, and I'm so excited to work with people. So feel free to get at me and talk to me that way. I'd be more than happy to help you out. With that, Mark, I'm pretty much wrapped up here. Any questions that we need to answer?
There's some great stuff in here. Big thanks to Matt, again, one of our great educators from here in the state of Utah. He is doing something really cool right now, calling it the 30 days of home pages. Go follow him on Twitter @TeacherWinters. Also follow that hashtag. Over the next 30 days, started about 4 days ago, he is creating a new homepage every day that he is just giving away. He'll share it on Canvas Commons. If you're not part of Canvas Commons, you need to be. Go check it out and go follow Matt. If there's something that you would love to see him create, He's got some good graphic design experience and background. He's happy to look at those things. So send them on over. Any last questions out there that we need to answer? Donna, looks like you're saying, looks like Chris is helping you with that answer. If there's any last questions on here, throw them up. Matt, it looks like Bridget's saying you saved her hours of work by showing her the links function. Winning, winning, winning. Tammy, I agree. This is awesome. Okay, with that, everybody, you know, we're doing these regularly. Shoot me a note, mark.booth, B-O-T-H-E, @instructure.com. If there's any specific ideas or things that you're looking for, thanks for all you do. Don't forget, October 15th is a big day. Matt, do you know what October 15th is?
I'm guessing a Canvas Summit?
Canvas Con Online is right. Canvas Con Online. We've got Saul Khan coming. We've got LeVar Burton coming. It is going to be sweet. And guess what? It's free. 100% free. I don't know why you wouldn't come. October 15th, sign up for it today. How do you watch the video again? Chris Gilbert, you can see it on YouTube. Go look for Canvas LMS. It'll also be up on the Instructure website, and it is up in, this is being streamed currently in the Canvas community. Patrick, how do we get Commons if the district doesn't grant access? That is a great, great question. Matt, do you know the answer to that?
I actually don't, but I will say if you can't access the Commons and you want one of my home pages that are on Teacher Winners, email me, Matt@TeacherWinners, or get on me at Twitter, and I'll send you the Canvas import package to your email. I will be happy to do that. But I hope you know the answer better than I do.
Patrick, you know, I actually don't. I mean, my answer would be get a hold of your Canvas admin and have them turn it on, but I don't know what the reasons are for your Canvas admin not wanting teachers to have access to it. So reach out there. Feel free to shoot me a note, and I can get you in touch with Matt as well. Thank you, loving the collabs. Agreed, Teresa. Wow, I can't even agree more with this. Work on a tech integration coach template. If you make one instead, I'll happily take it.
You got it. I'll make that one later this week.
For you, Miss Flood, we'll do it. With that, everybody, thanks again to Matt. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Go check us out on Twitter @CanvasLMS. Make sure you check out Matt on Twitter at Teacher Winter. Do it. Oh, Marta, lost the presentation link. Let me fix that momentarily. Everybody, right now you're seeing, as I hit enter, you should be seeing the link to the presentation come across in the comments. Yes, it's safe. Yes, Matt did not put any viruses in there. You're very safe, and you should enjoy yourselves. With that, have a great day, everybody. We'll be talking to you soon.
Thanks, folks.